If you've been on social media at all recently, you've seen some version of the question, is Las Vegas dead? Here's a few that I found looking online.
Las Vegas, once the city that never slept, is starting to look empty. Tourists are vanishing, dealers are losing jobs, and even locals are asking the big question, what happened to the Strip? Now, a top casino CEO has finally spoken out, and his shocking confession might explain why Vegas isn't what it used to be. The changing face of the Strip. The Las Vegas Strip still shines bright. The lights sparkle, fountains dance, and music fills the air. From far away, it looks like the same old Vegas, loud, alive, and full of magic. But when you walk down the street, you can feel something has changed. The crowds are smaller, the lines are shorter. The energy that once filled every corner feels a little quieter now. For many years, the Strip was a dream for everyone. Families came for fun, gamblers came for luck, and friends came to celebrate. It was a city that welcomed all kinds of people, but now things look different. Casinos and hotels are not as full as they used to be. Workers say the tables are often empty. Even on weekends when the Strip should be packed, it feels slower than before. Some casino bosses have admitted the truth. They are trying a new business plan, one that focuses on rich visitors instead of regular ones. The goal is to earn more money from fewer people. That means higher prices for almost everything. Resort fees have gone up a lot. Parking, which used to be free, now costs extra. Drinks, meals, and show tickets are also more expensive. Many visitors say it feels like Vegas is no longer made for them. They feel pushed aside by fancy VIP areas, private clubs, and luxury-only events. There are also fewer spots for casual players. Some lounges and poker rooms are now open only to special guests or members of loyalty programs. Slot machines that once took $1 bills now ask for bigger bets. The friendly, easygoing side of Vegas seems to be slipping away. To the casino owners, this plan makes sense. They believe fewer people spending more money will keep profits high. But to locals and longtime fans, it feels like the heart of the Strip is fading. The noise, laughter, and wild fun that made Vegas famous are being replaced by ropes, rules, and higher prices.
Las Vegas may still dazzle, but for many visitors, that sparkle now comes at a steeper price, from soaring hotel rates to $9 coffees.
Las Vegas still sparkles, but the shine feels different now, colder, quieter, and less welcoming than before. But behind those quiet streets and empty tables, a bigger shift is happening, one that starts in the casino boardrooms. The business shift. The truth finally came out when the CEO of Caesars Entertainment said it clearly. We're kicking out the lowest end. Those 5 words shocked everyone who loves Las Vegas. They showed how much the city's focus has changed. The new goal is simple: fewer guests, but richer ones. And Caesars isn't the only one doing it. MGM Resorts and other big casino names are following the same plan, calling it a move toward quality customers. That phrase might sound nice, but on the Strip, it means something very real. Casinos are turning away from average visitors, the ones who come for a weekend, play small bets, and enjoy the shows. Instead, they're chasing high rollers, luxury travelers, and VIPs who spend thousands in one night. The result is a city that looks the same on the outside, but feels completely different inside. This shift has serious consequences. Fewer regular gamblers mean fewer open tables. Many blackjack and poker areas now sit empty for long hours. Dealers who once worked full shifts are seeing their hours cut back or their tables closed. Some have even lost their jobs as casinos reduce staff to save costs. The energy that once filled the gaming floors is fading fast. It's not just the dealers feeling the pinch. Waiters, bartenders, and performers also rely on busy crowds and generous tips. When fewer people visit, their income drops too. Restaurants inside casinos are seeing slower nights, and some small gift shops have already shut their doors. For a city built on fun and excitement, the silence is hard to ignore. Casino executives say this change is about survival. They argue that catering to the wealthy is safer and more profitable than relying on mass tourism. But for the people who work behind the tables and stages, it doesn't feel that way. Las Vegas used to be the city where everyone could have a chance, a mix of lights, luck, and laughter. Now it's slowly turning into a luxury playground for the few who can afford it. The Strip still shines, but the soul of Vegas is starting to dim. The plan might look smart on paper, but it's changing more than just profits. It's changing what it costs to be part of Vegas. The cost of luxury. There was a time when Las Vegas was known for cheap thrills and endless fun. Visitors could eat at low-cost buffets, play $5 blackjack.
The casino house was originally known as Monte Carlo Resort and Casino. MGM Grand is situated on the Las Vegas Strip, an excellent location for thousands of blackjack enthusiasts who troop into the city.
And park for free without worrying about extra costs. The city was built on the promise that anyone, no matter their budget, could enjoy a taste of luxury. But those days are fading fast. Now, the prices tell a very different story. Resort fees have jumped by about 11% and now average over $55 a night. Parking, which used to be completely free, can add another $20 to $25 per visit. Even a simple dinner has turned into a fancy expense. The famous $5 steak has been replaced by $30 cocktails and $70 entrees. What used to make Vegas special was how it mixed glamour with affordability. A regular person could feel rich for a weekend without spending a fortune. Today, that feeling is slipping away. The middle-class tourists who filled the Strip for decades are slowly disappearing, pushed out by rising prices and shrinking deals. For many visitors, the math simply doesn't work anymore. A 3-night stay that once cost a few $100s now adds up to well over $1,000 when you include resort fees, parking, and food. Even small charges like bottled water or room service have doubled. Some guests say they feel tricked, paying more for less comfort and fewer perks. Casinos claim these price hikes are needed to keep up with inflation and improve the guest experience. But many people say the only thing improving is the profit margin. The luxury upgrades, rooftop pools, and high-end restaurants may look impressive, but they come at the cost of accessibility. The shift has also changed the atmosphere of the Strip. Instead of the cheerful crowds of families and friends, more visitors now come dressed for business meetings or elite events. The laughter and chaos that once defined Vegas nights are being replaced by quiet lounges and velvet ropes. And those rising prices aren't just hitting wallets, they're shaking the city's entire economy. Economic impact. The numbers tell a story that's hard to ignore. Las Vegas, once bursting with energy and endless crowds, is feeling the pressure. Visitor volume fell by about 11% in June, and in the first few months of 2025, the city saw nearly 1.5 million fewer tourists. For a town that lives and breathes tourism, that drop hits hard. Casinos, hotels, and entertainment venues are all feeling the pinch. Gaming revenue has dropped almost 4%, with slot machine play and baccarat tables seeing some of the biggest declines. For years, these games were the heartbeat of the Strip, bringing in steady profits and keeping dealers, waiters, and performers busy. Now, that rhythm has slowed. The slowdown doesn't just affect casino owners, it affects thousands of workers who depend on those visitors. Unemployment in the hospitality sector remains high, and even those who still have jobs are struggling with fewer hours and smaller paychecks. Dealers who once handled full tables are now seeing long stretches with no players. Bartenders and waiters report fewer tips as guests cut back on spending. Housekeepers are assigned fewer rooms to clean because hotels aren't as full. For many workers, the shift feels like a slow fade rather than a sudden crash. Paychecks are shrinking, and job security feels fragile. Some longtime employees say they've never seen the Strip this quiet, not even during the hardest times in the past. Local businesses off the Strip are also suffering. Fewer tourists mean fewer customers for restaurants, rideshares, and retail stores. The economic web that once connected every corner of Las Vegas is showing signs of strain. Small shops that depended on tourist traffic are closing, and service workers are taking second jobs to make ends meet. City officials and casino executives insist that the downturn is temporary and that new luxury investments will bring stability. But for the workers who make the city run, the reality feels very different. The glow of the Strip may still light up the desert night, but behind the neon, the people who keep it shining are struggling more than ever. But money isn't the only thing slipping away. The city's spirit and the people who built it are paying the real price. The social toll. The economic slowdown hasn't just hit the casinos, it's changed the rhythm of daily life in Las Vegas. Behind the bright lights and polished ads, thousands of workers are feeling the weight of a shrinking strip. Dealers, waitresses, cab drivers, and street vendors all report major losses. For many, the problem isn't just money, it's the loss of what made Vegas feel alive. Locals have a new phrase for it. We lost the middle class that once powered the city, the steady casino workers, small business owners, and local families, is disappearing. As casinos shift toward high-end guests, the people who built the city's charm are being left behind. Many longtime residents say the Strip no longer feels like home. It feels like a place built for someone else. Small shops and family diners that once stayed open 24 hours now close early or shut down for good. The late-night pancake spots and souvenir stands that gave the city its personality are vanishing one by one. The sidewalks that used to buzz with performers and laughter now feel empty during the week. Locals even have a nickname for this new reality: the two-day city. Fridays and Saturdays still bring a rush of visitors, but by Sunday night, the Strip goes quiet. Hotels dim their lights, restaurants slow down, and cab drivers park their cars, waiting for the next weekend. For a place that used to celebrate non-stop excitement, the silence is unsettling. This slowdown has also affected the community spirit. Many workers who once loved their jobs now feel discouraged. They talk about missing the noise, the crowds, and the energy that made every shift feel like part of a show. Some are moving away in search of steadier work, while others are trying to hold on, hoping things will turn around. Las Vegas was always more than a tourist town. It was a symbol of joy, risk, and human connection. But now, with the middle disappearing and the streets growing quieter, the city feels different. The sparkle is still there, but beneath it, many locals are struggling to keep their dreams and their city alive. Yet while Vegas struggles to keep its old soul, new players are stepping in, and they're changing the game completely. Competition and rebellion. As Las Vegas tightens its grip on luxury, other parts of Nevada are quietly cashing in. Smaller towns like Laughlin and Mesquite are seeing a surprising comeback. Their casinos, once overshadowed by the Strip's glitz, are now busier than ever. Reports show gaming revenue in these towns has jumped between 10 and 17%, a clear sign that Vegas's loss is becoming their gain. Many of the players filling these smaller casinos are the same people who used to spend weekends in Las Vegas. They're the low-end gamblers that big resorts pushed away, regular folks who just wanted to play a few games, enjoy cheap food, and have fun without breaking the bank. Now they're finding that fun again in places where parking is free, hotel rooms are affordable, and dealers still remember their names. These smaller markets are thriving because they offer what Vegas no longer does: value, friendliness, and a sense of belonging. In Laughlin, you can still find $5 blackjack tables and $2 beers. In Mesquite, locals and tourists mix easily, sharing stories instead of competing for VIP lounges. For many, it feels like old Vegas has simply moved south and east, trading neon crowds for desert calm. But the biggest challenger isn't another city, it's the internet.
Vic Shrestha, the VP of online gaming at MGM Resorts, says the Live from Vegas concept got started earlier this year, and it's opened up a new revenue stream for the company.
Online casinos are booming like never before. In July 2025 alone, they brought in an incredible $1.78 billion. Players love the convenience of gambling from their phones or laptops. No resort fees, no parking costs, no overpriced drinks, just games, instant payouts and often better odds than the ones on the Strip. This new wave of digital gambling is pulling people away from physical casinos, especially younger players who value comfort over spectacle. For them, Vegas feels outdated, a shiny museum of what gambling used to be. The result is a quiet rebellion. While Las Vegas keeps chasing the rich, millions of everyday players are taking their money elsewhere, to small-town casinos and online tables that treat them like they matter. The Strip may still glow, but its audience is finding new places to play, win, and belong. So where does that leave Vegas now? Some experts say it's all part of a bigger plan and maybe even a new beginning. Expert opinions. Experts are starting to weigh in on what's really happening to Las Vegas, and their opinions are mixed. Economists at the University of Nevada, Las Vegas confirmed that visitation is down by about 6.5% this year. That may sound alarming, but they remind everyone that the city has faced bigger challenges before and always found a way to bounce back. Analysts point out that Vegas has survived some of the toughest moments in modern history. After the September 11th attacks, travel across the country nearly stopped, yet the Strip eventually recovered. During the Great Recession, when people had little money for entertainment, casinos adapted with deals and new attractions. And after the global pandemic, the city came roaring back, hitting record tourism numbers within 2 years. Because of this history, many experts believe that the current slowdown is not the end, just another chapter in the city's ongoing story of reinvention. They note that Las Vegas has always reinvented itself when times got hard. From the mob-run casinos of the 50s to the family-friendly hotels of the 90s, and now to the high-end resorts of today, change has always been part of the city's DNA. Journalists covering the trend agree. Some say this moment is less about decline and more about transformation. The Strip may look emptier now, but new types of entertainment, sports events, concerts, and high-tech attractions are bringing in different crowds. They believe Vegas is trying to shift from a gambling town into a luxury entertainment hub. Still, not everyone buys that explanation. Many locals and small business owners think the changes are hurting the people who made Vegas thrive in the first place. They worry that the soul of the city, its sense of fun and freedom, is being replaced by profit-driven policies. Some experts also point to social media, saying viral posts are making the Vegas is dying story sound worse than it is. Dramatic headlines and empty Strip videos get clicks, even if they don't show the full picture. Still, amid all the debates and data, small signs of hope are starting to appear, proof that Vegas might not be done just yet. Glimmers of hope. Even with all the challenges, Las Vegas isn't giving up. Beneath the talk of decline, there are signs that the city's old spirit is fighting to return. Some resorts are beginning to listen to what visitors have been saying for years, make Vegas affordable again. A few big names like Resorts World have already started dropping resort fees and bringing back free parking. The results came fast. Within weeks, their guest numbers went up, gaming floors got busier, and restaurants saw longer lines. It was a clear message. People still love Vegas. They just want to feel welcome again. These small changes are showing what the city can do when it puts visitors first. When parking is free and prices feel fair, tourists don't just visit, they stay longer, spend more, and tell others to come too.
Over the years, I have some friends, they've stopped coming and they didn't like the resort fees, which, they moved the resort fee. Every time we would come, the resort fees went higher.
It's proof that the problem isn't a lack of interest, but a lack of accessibility. When the gates open a little wider, the crowds return. Beyond the casinos, there's also fresh excitement in other parts of the city. Convention attendance has risen by about 10% this year, giving a big boost to local hotels and restaurants. Major tech expos, music events, and business gatherings are filling conference halls once again. For a city built on hospitality, this revival is a lifeline. And then there's the Sphere, the massive, glowing landmark that's become one of the most talked about attractions in the world. Tourists from around the globe are coming to see its breathtaking visuals and concerts. It's not just a building. It's a reminder that Vegas still knows how to amaze people in ways no other city can. These moments of recovery show that the heart of Las Vegas is still beating. When the city remembers what made it great, good deals, fun energy, and a welcoming atmosphere, people respond with enthusiasm. The path forward might not be easy, but the solution seems clear. Bring back the balance between glamour and accessibility, and the crowds will come. Vegas has always been a place of comebacks, and this time it just might surprise everyone again. But before the city can truly rise again, there's a deeper lesson it needs to learn, one that could decide its future. The larger lesson. In chasing the rich, Las Vegas may have forgotten what made it special in the first place. The city's new luxury strategy was meant to bring in big spenders and high-profile guests, but it's beginning to backfire. The truth is, the wealthy don't need Vegas. They already have Monaco, Macau, and Singapore, glamorous destinations built around exclusivity and wealth. What made Vegas different was that it was never just for the rich. It was for everyone. Las Vegas was always known as the people's casino. It didn't matter if you arrived in a limousine or an old car. Once you stepped onto the Strip, everyone had a seat at the table. The charm came from that mix of dreamers, risk-takers, and everyday people chasing a little luck. It was messy, loud, and chaotic, but that chaos was the soul of the city. By cutting out the middle class, the city didn't just lose customers, it lost its heartbeat. The tourists who came once or twice a year, the couples who saved up for a weekend getaway, the gamblers who played for fun rather than fortune, they were the ones who kept Vegas alive. They filled the tables, tipped the waiters, and cheered when the dice rolled their way. Without them, the Strip feels quieter, colder, and strangely empty, even when the lights are on. Vegas was built on dreams, not wealth. It was a place where a taxi driver could sit next to a movie star, and both could feel like winners. That spirit of inclusion was what made the city magnetic. It was never about perfection, but about possibility. Now, as the city tries to rebuild, that's the lesson it must remember. Luxury might look impressive, but it can't replace the energy that comes from people who believe in the dream of Vegas. Without its dreamers, dealers, and small gamblers, the magic fades. The neon still glows, but it shines over a city that's learning a hard truth. Vegas doesn't need to be richer. It just needs to be real again. Las Vegas has always been a city of reinvention, and maybe this is just the start of another comeback. The Strip may have dimmed, but its story isn't over yet. If the city remembers its roots, the fun, the freedom, the people, the magic will return. What do you think? Is Vegas ready to rise again?